Hi, my name is Cameron Mitchell. I'm the Poet Laureate for this year, 2022. Now, I want to go into a nice little workshop with you since this is National Poetry Month. So first we want to define logic. What is logic? Logic would be anything that is reasonable or valid. So knowing that 2 plus 2 is 4, or that if you drop a glass from a high point, it breaks. So what then is illogical? Well, illogical will be anything that is not valid or that is not reasonable. So for instance, if 2 plus 2 happens to be, banana, or that if you dropped a glass from a high point, it burst into a rainbow. That's not really reasonable, which makes it illogical. It doesn't make sense, right? Now, because we're being creative, we're going to dive into that a little bit more. Matter of fact, we're going to make those illogical ideas our prompt. So I'm going to ask a few questions, and you're going to answer my question with a question, kind of like Jeopardy. And so I'm going to give a few examples of how you can do this, and you can follow along. Now understand this is for any age that you are, you can do this. It'll be a lot of fun. You can enjoy. The first one is, what gets happy that is not human or an animal? So my example would be, do oranges laugh when it rains? Now again, this is an illogical question, so I'm also looking for an illogical answer in a question form. All right, next question. What is darker than space? So my example may be, is my past too dark to see? Not bad, right? All right, next. What forgets that it's not human or animal? What forgets that it's not human or animal? So my answer to that in a question form would be, do my scars remember where they come from? Now, I think you got the hang of it by now, so I'm not going to give any examples for these next two. I know you got it. Next question. How do you unlock a bolted door without a key? Now, this is a bolted titanium door. There are no windows. There's no way to break through the walls or the door. How do you unlock it without a key? Next question. How do you awaken resilience without touching it? Use all the creative juices, really think illogical about this one, and go beyond what you know you can do. Now, you may discover after doing these prompts that the illogical may not be so impossible. I mean, if you think about it, someone 1,000 years ago may have said, I'm going to create a box that can go 70 miles an hour. That person might have been considered crazy or something of that matter, right? But today we know that as a car. And it's these questions that have created cars, planes, video games, and even trains. iPhones, for instance, right? And so it's these impossible, illogical things that we can continue to ask that are going to bring new creativity to our minds in this time. Now that you have had an opportunity to write about all these amazing things, I want to give an extra little prompt idea for those that really want to dive in more. The real poets who are like, I want to stretch my poetic muscles, right? So for every day in April, you will create a question, an illogical question. So there are 30 days in April, pretty logical, right? So you will create 30 questions, or you could do statements. Be creative. 30 questions or statements that are illogical. Let's see what you do. And you're welcome to share them with me on social media, share them with us at Culture Arts, or with me at Cam Speaks 1 on IG and Cameron L. Mitchell on Facebook. Now, I do want to leave you with a poem. I hope this inspires you to be creative and do more. It doesn't have to stop here. I hope this sparks more ideas of more poetry and more ideas that you can write about. This poem is called I Am. We all wish we had more than 24 hours in a moment. But imagine a minute is measured in moments. A moment made for this. You were made for this. A life worth living. Priceless endings that don't fade with the sun. They stay lit from darkness till dawn. Your dreams are not a facade. When you get close, it won't be a mirage. It can be real if you're willing to reach for it. It's kinetic. Connect the dots, fall in line, realize no matter how old you are, you're always in your prime because you are alive. Still here, still breathing, still capable, still able. Before the award ceremony, you had already won. Before the graduation, you had already made it. Before the passive seconds of realization, you were noticed. Before the applause rises to greet you, a hand had already reached you in the pits of depression. Before that important person noticed you, you were already held in awe. Before that acceptance letter reached you, you knew. Before those sleepless nights of trying to be accepted, you were. Before that first sparrow tweeted peace at dawn, you rested in it. Before you tried to become, just be. And before you try to say, I'm not, inside you is, I am. Thank you. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this workshop and this poem, I Am. You can follow me on social media at Cam Speaks 1. But then also my organization, anytime you want to hear things we have going on, The Free Fire, on all social media platforms. Visit us. Let us know how things go. Thank you.